I'm Joe Exotic, and this is REKT. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. This is Bunchu from REKT Podcast alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Crypto Chamber. Chamber, how are you, buddy?
Doing pretty good, Carol. How are you?
I'm a goddamn bitch, Carol Baskins. That's what I am.
I am so
Did
happy.
you finish your homework assignment?
I think I have the final episode to watch tonight.
Okay.
So I've crushed 6 episodes.
Okay. So, last time we were discussing how you weren't going to watch it because you were almost too cool for school. We were at the tipping point. It became too hot. It
was very hot. It
was so hot. It was hot in them streets, the Tiger King. Everybody all over social media talking about it. Now, having watched 6 episodes, what are your thoughts?
You were 100% correct. This is directly in my wheelhouse. It's everything I love. I love crazy people. I love cults. And we were talking. You had mentioned like there was a cult guy. I mean, in my opinion, they're all every single. Oh,
they're all cult guys, but one stands out as definitely running a cult.
No doubt, one is officially a fucking cult.
Definitely a tiger cult. Yes.
But I tell you, you had mentioned. I think you had said that I'd be. I'd associate myself maybe a little bit more with Doc. What's his last name? I forget.
Doc Antle. Yeah.
Doc Antle. Was not the case. I felt a kinship with Joe Exotic, and it's not even close. I mean that everything about Joe Exotic I love. I feel like he's the nicest one of all of them too. Like I'm like, yeah, he's a little crazy. He's maybe made some poor choices so far, but at the heart of
it, it's just that goddamn bitch Carol Baskins getting in his way every time. It's Carol Baskins.
It is so good, and Carol Baskins. I mean, she's a serial killer. She has the look.
Serial? Wow, you think she's fed more than one person of these tigers?
Her demeanor is the closest thing I've seen to what's his name from Colorado. He was the serial killer out there. He was portrayed by they just did a freaking
Bundy?
Ted Bundy. Thank you. She has a Ted Bundy-like personality, and it's unreal. So yeah.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens! It's Carol from Big Cat Rescue.
Jeez, she is terrifying.
And her little twink husband.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. But yeah, no, I think A+ show. I love everything about it. I love the term meth mouth.
You'd never heard that before?
I don't think I've officially heard that term, but it is amazing. I thought that was fantastic. I mean, the scene, again, I'm sure I'm the last person to watch this, so I don't think spoilers. The scene, I guess we'll call it the security footage of the, who is the campaign manager in the office witnessing what transpired.
Oh, God, how crazy was that? That's real. Like, that's real.
That's real footage. Like, it's 30, 40 seconds long, and the guy is just like, whoa.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah. So, A+.
By the way, I'm just letting you know, and I know this only from experience because it is one of my friend's birthdays today, and a couple of me and my buddies pitched in to get him a cameo message from Doc Antle.
Oh, really? What would something like that run?
I think Doc Antle's like $150. So we're splitting it 4 ways.
That's reasonable. But I feel like a month ago he could have charged $25.
Right, of course. It's the only reason they're on there is for the hype,
Doc Antle. That's I don't know who I'd want a cameo.
So there's a bunch of them on there. The only one that's not on there is that bitch Carol Baskins and Joe.
Okay. I tell you, I like. I feel what's his name got a bad rap. Who's the money?
Come on.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That guy sucks.
I mean, he does suck. Don't get me wrong. He wears too many Affliction T-shirts. I'm assuming we're talking about the same person. But what's his name? Not Tom. What's his fucking name? Anyways,
it's Jeff, isn't it?
Jeff Lowe. That's right, Jeff Lowe. I feel like he got a bad rap overall. I mean, he did come in, provide, like, Joe was spending a lot of his money willy nilly. He forged his name. I think that's what he said. I mean, the guy's an asshole. Don't get me wrong. Anybody that has that look is not trustworthy. Don't get me wrong. But I feel the hate was a little too much for him. For what in compare again, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something that happens in the very last episode.
There's still things to come in the last.
Right,
episode.
Exactly. I'd say as of right now, as of one episode to go, overreaction on Jeff Lowe. But that's it. I think those are my comments. I found it interesting that, like, I think in the first episode, that they used the theme song for the third season of The Wire. I don't know if you caught that.
No, because I actually, now this is something I don't like to admit. I have never watched The Wire.
The Wire is pretty fantastic.
And I actually just watched the first episode the other day. And I don't know if it was just not the right time.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Whatever you're about to say is 100% correct.
Like, we didn't get really into it.
You
so
won't.
Like, we haven't watched another episode since, and I feel like now I'm going to have to do some talking my wife into watching more of it.
You are not wrong in that statement. It takes maybe halfway through the first season to really, because what's happening is you're getting the layout of the entire world. And it's
right. Okay, I get it. Yeah, but because that's definitely what it seems like.
Yeah, and there's still more to come. Like, you still got to know all the players. You got to get a little backstory and everything. And I would say maybe halfway through the first season. But the fun thing is the theme song, which is fantastic. The song doesn't change, but the style of the song changes every year or every season.
Kind of like Weeds.
Exactly, like that. So I picked it up. I'm like, hey, that's season 3 of The Wire. Wow. And I thought it was a weird song to play in that. So I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but yeah, season 3 of The Wire theme song, I think, appears in the first episode. But anyways, that's enough of that. It was very good. It was very good. I enjoyed it very much. Right up my alley. As soon as I watched the first episode, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is.
I knew you would. I knew you would dig it afterwards.
This speaks to me on many levels.
I wasn't gonna let you not watch it just because it was too popular.
Yeah, no,
you know
it's meant for me. It's meant for my kind of viewership.
Yes, indeed. Anyway,
but
all right.
I can't let you go without making the point. I messaged you yesterday, privately, but you have to now watch the movie, What We Do in the Shadows, and then watch the first season of the TV show.
What's the TV show on?
FX.
Oh, okay.
The TV show's on FX. Take a look. I don't know where you can find it. I thought Hulu. We were talking the other day about Hulu. Get the 30-day trial. You'd be able to crush those two fairly easily. But I mean, I've rewatched the TV show like 4 times now, and I've seen the movie at least 6 times. There's so many things you're gonna love about it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
All right. Well, that's good. All right. So those are, a recap on our recommendations. We have to, follow up on them because otherwise they're just out in the ether,
Right. Exactly.
So now, I guess, do you have any new recommendations? Anything else? I guess that one was it, right?
That's what I've been watching as of late. I was trying to catch up. My wife hadn't seen the 2nd season of Ozark, and the 3rd season dropped.
Yeah, we got to watch the 3rd season. We tried to watch again. I don't know if it's just like quarantine's a bad time. Like, or I'm like getting sick of binging stuff. We watched the first episode and we kind of got halfway through it and we just weren't into it. So
for the third season, you're saying?
Yeah, we put it on hold for the time being. So until we could really get into it, we like started watching it in like the middle of the day on a Tuesday. So we were like kind of distracted and stuff.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So, but we will watch that as well.
That's all I have for now.
All right. Well, if that's it, then let's get to the news. Chamber, start us off, brother.
Okay, for news, I got some updates. We're gonna start with the news on Binance that came up the other day. I have a little follow-up there.
Yeah, we covered it, but we didn't really cover it.
Exactly. So this is from Frank Chaparro, fellow Twitter friend or person. I see him on Twitter fairly frequently.
Is he your friend?
Everybody's my friend, really, at this point. Binance confirms CoinMarket.
Whether they know it or not.
Exactly. Future friends. So this is from the block.crypto. Binance confirms CoinMarketCap acquisition. So Binance has officially announced its acquisition of CoinMarketCap, the popular aggregator for exchange volume and cryptocurrency pricing data. Earlier this week, the block first broke the news of the acquisition, which sources said at the time could be worth as much as $400 million. That deal closed on the 31st of March. This is a quote from CZ. The core DNA of CoinMarketCap is strongly aligned with Binance's ethics and culture, from its integrity to its value of freedom, transparency, and user focus.
That is like not what I think about when I think of CoinMarketCap or Binance.
I agree. CZ, look at yourself in a mirror. The quote goes on to say, our common vision will be strengthened by this acquisition to further grow and instill transparency in the industry. This will enable us to build on each other's strengths, jointly serving as infrastructure, providing as infrastructure providers to crypto. So subsequent reporting has revealed the new details about the nature of the acquisition. A source with knowledge of the deal told the block that it was structured primarily on the form of equity as well as BNB tokens. One source pegged the deal value.
So this dude has 400 million of BNB tokens.
Yeah, exactly.
And equity in Binance. Interesting.
Right. So, and the deal puts the value a little closer to 300 million, not 400 million.
Okay.
But a 25% pop in BNB, now you're right at 400 million.
Which, that's not, we've seen far
or more
greater.
of a 34% pop, but yeah.
We've seen far greater.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think it's interesting. They go on to talk about the monthly visitors in the past 6 months. I'm not opposed to it. I know some people were really, up in arms about it, but it is what it is. Other companies get purchased by bigger companies. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
It's the food chain.
It is the food chain, baby. And honestly, some people put as much as they can into a project, and they work to this point where they can sell it for $300 million.
Hell yeah, that's what we're doing with this podcast.
Right.
Bro.
I mean, if I could get $300 million worth of BNB tokens right now, fucking sold. All right.
CZ, get at us.
Get at us. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what happens to the platform once they're in full control, and if anything changes, we'll be sure to keep a close eye on that. But again, if it maintains what it's doing with aesthetic, upgrades, I think that's the key. I think that's the move for CZ and Binance. But we'll keep an eye on what they do.
All right, so mine here, decentralized prediction market platform Augur schedules its version 2 launch for early June. Have you ever used Augur? Are you familiar?
I'm familiar, but I've never used it.
Yes, so I've tried to use it once, and it was very difficult to do. So I'm glad maybe a version 2 is coming out. So it says decentralized prediction market platform Augur is set to announce its second version on the Ethereum network in early June. Previously explained, Augur version 2 will introduce new features, including a DAI-dominated token, a token standard upgrade from an ERC-20 or an ERC-777, and a new mechanism to address the risk of invalid markets. In a Thursday blog post, Augur announced that it is scheduled for deployment in the first 2 weeks of June, and the company has also extended the version 1 cutoff date to May 15th. During that window in between, users can keep creating markets using the UI. Quote here from Augur, when version 2 is deployed, all current token balances must be migrated to the new REP token contract. Their blog post stressed. We'll soon be sharing details for exchanges and individuals to manage the migration progress, so please hang tight. Right now, they're focused on improving the Augur UI, which I think is the biggest thing that they could improve. Wasn't really great last time. It was hard to use.
Yeah, I think that's what I've heard for the most part. It wasn't very intuitive.
Yeah, so you know what Augur is, right? It's a prediction market. So
yeah, where people can make predictions and then other people can buy and sell those predictions. Correct? Basically wager on them with ETH. Yeah.
Should we set one up in June?
I don't see why not. I feel like the Coin Talk did something like that.
I think they did on the first version.
On the first version, right?
Yeah.
So we got to figure out what that prediction should be, but I think that would be a fun thing to do.
I agree.
I think the prediction is REKT podcast will be purchased for 300 million BNB tokens.
I think we'll be paying out a lot of ETH on that. So, but I'm interested in that. That's a project like prediction markets and all that kind of stuff is interesting to me. So, glad to see that they're still around and putting out a version 2 that might be more. I think you're going to see more and more of these like prediction market kind of things.
I agree.
So very interesting there. You could let's get some real deep state QAnon stuff and do predictions on it.
Okay. I don't know what any of those words meant, but I'm down.
You're just okay.
All right, that sounds good.
Sounds great. Oh man! All right, cool. What else?
I got one here. Privacy-focused Brave browser added 1 million new users in March.
1 million?
Yeah,
just 1M in March, huh?
1M. I think that means million. But maybe just one male.
One male user in March.
So Brave browser. I have it on my phone. I'm gonna be honest. I don't use it as much as I probably should.
Same.
But I thought when we had Ledger on the other day, before we started recording, we were talking, and with the program we use for recording, you need Google Chrome to use it, or you need the Google Chrome extension.
Yes.
And he was using Brave, and what I thought was interesting was that Brave uses a lot of the Google Chrome plugins, so he was able to run Brave and still record with us without using Google Chrome, which I thought was interesting.
Yes, that was interesting.
So some of the stuff
that's kind of the reason I don't use it is because I thought I could only really do the podcast through Chrome. So I've used it as my default, even though Chrome obviously is the Google machine. So people are, concerned with privacy and all that kind of stuff. So
I thought that was interesting. So the article here goes on to say privacy-focused internet browser Brave added 1 million new users in March amid the coronavirus pandemic. That number brings the browser's monthly active users to 13.5 million and their daily active users to 4.3 million. And that's as per Brendan Ike of the CEO for Brave. He says, quote, "We will work on getting ratios smaller, by meeting all of your Chrome user daily driver needs. So that kind of goes into what we were saying. Sync version 2 for all data types, plus wallet and ledgers too. So yeah, I think this is cool. He was also co-founder of the Mozilla project. So I believe that's Firefox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so interesting. So Brave was founded in 2015 and continues to add users at a rapid pace. Just last week, Brave partnered with Binance to let users trade.
What the hell?
I know. That's a partner. It's not a purchase. So
yeah, but still, just everywhere. I'm telling you, you weren't listening. Like, you weren't giving me the CZ is everywhere thing.
All right. Oh, my name is now CZ. I'm legally changing it. Yeah, so they partnered with Binance to let users trade cryptocurrencies without leaving their browser. So yeah, it's they are showing up more and more. The fun thing here in 2017, kind of going back to our ICO days, in 2017, Brave raised $35 million in under 30 seconds.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wow. So wait, did you? I'm sure we've talked about this at some point. Were you an ICO guy? Did you ever get into any of them?
Oh yeah. I mean, I got into them on the other side of the bubble. Unfortunately, I did make. I really only participated, I think, in one, and I made money on it. But that thing was a fucking. That thing I think lost a lot of people money. It was one of those ones where I was in and out very quickly and made my money back and then some. But yeah, it was that was a turd with lipstick on it by far.
I did one as well, also a turd. I lost a good amount of money on it. It literally never did.
No way.
Anything, and like not even the initial like pump that you would expect.
Right, exactly.
Like that.
I think that's what happened on the back half, I think, of the bubble. I think if you got in on the front half...
This was January 18th. So
yeah, I think I was the same thing, end of January 2018. Mind you, if you got into these ICOs in, I don't know, August, September, October, November, I think you were good. But yeah, once you got into January, I think was getting pretty bad.
I mean, will you think we'll ever see stuff like that again, like ICOs and
maybe a different iteration of it? You know what I mean? I don't think we'll have ICOs again. Like we kind of had it with what were they on the exchanges? IEOs.
Yeah, IEOs.
Yeah, and they didn't really have the same, lifespan as the ICOs did. I mean, it was fucking bananas. That was just money being made out of nowhere.
Indeed, bananas.
Yeah. So I don't think so. I mean, obviously, I don't think we're going to see ICOs again. But we may see some craziness in another form, but I just don't know what that's going to be.
Interesting.
Hopefully we get in on the front half of it is all I can say.
At least we're here already. Like,
right, exactly.
I think would be early to anything that is like that.
That's
now,
my thought. That's my thought. The longer we stick around, the earlier we'll be to whatever comes next.
Yeah, exactly. On to some lighter news. U.S. weekly job claims soared to 6.6 jobless claims soared to 6.64 million.
Oof. I heard I'm sure you'll read it in the article, but I heard the initial forecast was 3.5 million. Does that sound about right to you?
That was last week's. And then last week was 3.3 million from March 15th to 21st. And March 22nd to 28th, 6.6 million.
That's crazy.
They're saying, like right now it's at 4%. 6.6 is 4% or something. Mm-hmm. And they're saying it could be like 15, 20, 30%.
Yeah. Well, I want to say the Great Depression, I think, got up to like 22 or 23.
Yeah, this could be worse. And the fact that stocks keep going up is just nuts.
I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, the U.S. Department of Labor reported unprecedented weekly jobless claims for the second week in a row. According to data published by them, seasonally adjusted weekly jobless claims from March 28th spiked to 6.6 million. The figure tops the 3.2 million reported the week before, which was a previous record. In a span of 2 weeks, the jobless claims have combined to nearly 10 million incremental claims, or 6% of the civilian labor force. Isn't that crazy?
6%? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Jeez.
To put this rapid deterioration in the labor market into context, the total number of claims in the last 2 weeks is close to the combined number of weekly claims over the prior 11 months.
Wow.
That sound that just came out of your mouth. Yeah. They have a chart here, and it shows that the peak weekly jobless claims were at the end of the 2009 to 08-09 recession. The peak of that, would you care to guess?
Total number?
Yeah, the peak in a given week. Peak weekly jobless claims historically.
So that 1.2 million.
Half of that.
Fuck, I was gonna say 500,000, but I'm like
665,000.
Wow.
So think about that.
That's crazy.
I mean, you're talking 10 times that.
Yeah.
That's wild in 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
Meanwhile, Wall Street sounding the alarms about a massive uptick in unemployment as the coronavirus spreads what could be months-long shutdowns of restaurants, hotels, retail stores. Goldman Sachs, for instance, expects unemployment to hit 15% by mid-year. The investment bank, which revised its expectations for U.S. GDP growth and unemployment at the end of last month, said its new estimates imply that a bit more than half of the near-term output decline is made up by year end. Oh, interesting. And that the GDP falls 6.2% in 2020. Wow. Thoughts?
Are we having fun yet, folks?
Well, I mean, it's just not going to be but that's the thing is so all these people thinking that new money's coming in anywhere, I think are mistaken. You know?
Yeah, no doubt.
No one's going to have any new money.
No, I mean, besides the Fed. The Fed has a ton of money.
I guess all the bailouts.
Right. So I guess technically that is new money. I work closely with the retail markets here in Canada. And yeah, we've been talking about this, obviously, on a daily basis is, what's a best case scenario? And I mean, 2 weeks ago was May 1st was a best case scenario. Earlier this week, I think, was June 1st, and now as of the week, just this week.
Wow, you guys are saying, just from your estimates, that now the best case scenario is June 1st?
Yeah, that Monday was June 1st. Now today it's July 1st.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I told you from my job, I had heard, originally mid-June. But that was 2-3 weeks ago.
Right. I wonder what they're saying now.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Just tear the calendar off the wall.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, let's get a quick, cause this relates, let's get a quick update on your Stranger scale, for coronavirus fear. I think last time we were at a 4.2. Mm-hmm. Out of 5?
It's higher, by the way.
It's higher. It's higher. Ooh, okay, let's hear it.
You caught me on a good day. At least a good day for bringing up that number. Last night was a bad night. I've been feeling...
Oh, I saw this tweet.
Slightly under the weather.
Yes.
And it has been keeping me up at night. So last night I got fucking zero sleep because I had a little bit of a throat itch. And again, if this is not going on... Do I even fucking notice it is the question. I'm not sure.
Right.
And I had a headache, and I'm like, okay. I feel fine. I feel fine. But now I feel sick because I haven't got any sleep. So, like, I don't know.
I hate that.
You know what I mean? Like, now I feel like, is it just the lack of sleep that's causing me to feel like laggy? And you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel 100%. And I can't figure out why. So my wife has been following me around with the ear thermometer, just jamming in the side of my head all the time.
Every time you pass her,
just whap right. It fucking hurts. So my temperature is fine, but yeah, she's worried. I gotta make another run this afternoon out into the world because she's been worried about Easter. And the Easter Bunny coming, so I got to make sure that happens. Fuck.
That is a problem I do not have. Interesting.
So this is my life today.
Such things. When is Easter even?
I don't even fucking know. I don't even know. I'm okay with telling the kids that coronavirus immediately kills all rabbits.
Easter's canceled. Coronavirus killed the Easter Bunny.
Yeah,
sorry, kids.
I'm fine with that. But no, that's not the case, unfortunately. But I would say my fear level is a 4.5. I'm bringing it up to 4.5 strangers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's as high as we've been.
This is, I mean, we're in the shit. We're in the fucking middle of it right now, buddy.
Wow.
So
to come from basically 2 on the stranger scale.
I'm really following the Trump trajectory.
You were poo-pooing this early on.
I was trumping the shit out of this early on.
Yeah, you really were. And
if you follow my trajectory, it almost lines up perfectly with Donald Trump, and I didn't think that would be the case at all.
Chamber is a great tweeter. He tweets fantastically. He tweets a lot like myself. He's a great tweeter, frankly. And we're going to make his tweets great again.
Amazing. See,
thank you.
That's all the recognition I was looking for.
That was a good one. I haven't had
that was good. You even implemented the nose.
Look, it's not you don't really, it's all about advancing yourself in life, and if you can't learn from those around you, then
what are you doing?
What are you really?
Yeah,
and so
absolutely.
That's
better.
One of the things that I took away from our last cameo was some of the mannerisms that I wasn't quite implementing.
Yeah, you got to bring in that deep nasal breath.
Frankly, Chamber is a fantastic tweeter. I've seen him tweet everywhere from Canada to China. So anyway, speaking of the Trump trajectory on coronavirus, next week we're going to have a very interesting, I'm excited for this guest because this person was one of the earliest people to be sounding the alarm, and it's taken quite an interesting turn because at first they were talking very strongly about everybody should stay away from each other, everybody should stay indoors, and now when the government's gotten involved, the tone has changed. So I can't wait to talk all about that. Do you want to say who it's going to be with?
Terrific. That will be with Mr. Bruce Fenton.
Yes, friend of the show.
Friend of the show, Bruce Fenton.
I forget what we drafted with him. I think we drafted superheroes when he came on the first time.
I think you're right.
That was a good draft.
That was a good draft.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So that's going to do it for us for the news. Let's get to the last bit here of our Mike-ness bracket. So this was a bracket put out by Barstool Sports, and we've been missing March Madness, so we wanted to do something. We did the coronavirus survival bracket last time. We've got one bracket left for this, and this is the miscellaneous bracket. Here we go. So far to this point, we have in the Final Four Mike Tyson, Michael Keaton. Who won last time?
Michael Bublé.
Okay, yes. So now we have the miscellaneous bracket. And here we go. Number 1 seed, Michael's, the retail craft store, versus number 16 seed, Blind Mike, blind social media influencer.
I have to go Michael's, the retail craft store.
I'm going with that too, as well.
I like that one.
Yeah. Let's go with number 9, Michael, the 1996 movie starring John Travolta.
Right.
Or Michael El
Senor?
Senor Corleone, which is the Scarface character.
No, that's not the Michael Corleone. It's so weird because it's
It
Al
says on here
Pacino's-
Scarface character.
I know, but what they're doing is amalgamating Al Pacino's character from Godfather and his character from Scarface, because Michael Corleone was
Right,
Al
is
Pacino,
Godfather.
and El Senor was Scarface.
Yeah, so this one's an automatic loss for me.
I agree. I mean, to me, it's Michael the movie by.
Let's move on. Michael the movie, baby. Number 5 seed, Cousin Mike, internet personality, versus
I don't know him.
number 12 seed, Mike Huckabee, father.
I think Mike Huckabee is kind of a jerk, but I don't know who Cousin Mike is.
I don't either. I think we got to go Mike Huckabee.
I think I gotta go Mike Huckabee for being.
All right,
more-
Mike Huckabee goes on. Number 30. This is great. Number
This is my
13
favorite one.
versus number 4. Mike, sports radio co-host, or Mike, sports radio co-host.
Now I believe this is
Which
Mike
do you prefer,
Greenberg.
Mike Greenberg
Green-
or Mike Golick?
I think I like Golick better. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I like Golick a lot better too.
Golick was a football player, yeah.
But which one is it? The 13 seed or the 4?
I don't know. We'll go Golick's the first. We'll go Golick's 13.
Okay, Golick's the 13 seed. Now we got number 3 seed, Saint Michael, patron saint of military personnel, or Michael Scott, the 14 seed, the Office character.
It's not even close for me. It's Michael Scott, the Office character.
Same, 100%. Let's see. Number 11 seed, Mike's Harder Lemonade, the alcohol beverage, or the number 6 seed, Michelangelo, Italian painter.
I got to go with Michelangelo, Italian painter.
Agreed. All right. Number 7, Michael Bloomberg, philanthropist, or number 10 seed, Mike Grinnell, spitting chiclets.
So Spitting Chicklets, I believe, is a very popular podcast that I don't listen to.
But it's also a Barstool podcast.
Oh, it is, eh? Mm-hmm. Now, Spitting Chicklets is a hockey term. I don't know if you guys use that in the States very much. I'm not sure if
Correct.
this guy's Canadian.
Yes. Well, it's
is it-
about hockey. It's a hockey podcast.
Oh, okay, good. I guess I'll go with Spitting Chicklets then. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go with that because I hate Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's do that.
Number 15 seed, Michael Jackson, theme park proprietor,
Yeah.
or number 2 seed, Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I think I got to go Mike's Hard Lemonade on this one.
I'm going to go with that too. Sorry,
Michael
King
Jackson.
of Pop.
Yeah,
Sorry,
King of Pop, man. As the days go by, I was a big defender of Michael Jackson in my youth, and as I get older and watch more and more things, it's
You can't do it.
no, that guy's a fucking criminal monster.
All right, so we have Michael's, the retail craft store, number 1 seed versus number 9 seed Michael, the 1996 John Travolta movie.
I gotta go Michael, the 1996 John Travolta movie.
I'm going with that as well. Let's see. We have Mike Huckabee versus Mike Golick.
I gotta go Golick.
I'm going Golick also. So then we got Michael Scott versus Michelangelo.
I mean, it's not a contest here. Michael Scott for me.
Same. Then we gotta go. Mike Grinnell spitting chiclets versus Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I tell you, I grew up in a time when Mike's Hard Lemonade just come out as I was starting to drink. I'm a big fan of Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I'm going with that as well. Mike's Hard Lemonade. All right, so we have Michael, the 1996 John Travolta movie, versus Mike Golick. This is tough.
Not for me. I think it's Michael,
Wow.
the 1996 movie.
Man, that's tough for
Golick
me.
I like, but I feel there's better radio hosts than Mike Golick out there.
All right, let's go with Michael. Then we've got, what do we got? Michael Scott versus Mike's Hard Lemonade.
That's not a hard one for me. I think Michael Scott is the way to go.
So we are sitting here in the Elite Eight with Michael, the 1996 John Travolta movie, versus Michael Scott.
I love the Michael 1996 movie much more since our last conversation. Just the fact that it was a part of your life for so long. But unfortunately, I still I have to go Michael Scott on this one.
I think I do too. Sorry, Mom and Dad. It's going to be Michael Scott.
It made a good run. It made a very good run.
So Michael Scott went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know how this whole bracket is set up. Who plays who?
We'll say it's top right, bottom right, or top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left.
Right, but which one is which? I don't know where they are.
Okay, so sports will be top left, and that'll go up against
right. So which
music? So Mike Tyson versus
Mike Bublé?
Michael Bublé. Yeah.
Oh man, that's tough. What do you think?
I lean towards Tyson.
Why?
I just like I fucking hate saying because this guy's a fucking criminal too. It pains me to say it, but I think body of work, man. I think body of work was one of the greatest boxers of all time. That was a criminal, and then after that portion of his life, became like a fucking just reinvented himself. So in my opinion, body of work, prison sentence notwithstanding. Yeah,
man, I would have went with Michael Bublé.
Okay, I mean, hey, if you're in from Bublé, I can. I mean, again.
No, we're gonna go with Tyson. All right, I see it. I can get there. So Tyson it is, and then that means we have Michael Scott versus Michael Keaton. What a tough choice.
That's where the rubber hits the road. Holy smokes! I think. Total impact. I think. Fuck, we're talking about Batman here. I think even including Batman, I think Michael Scott had more of an effect on the world. What do you think?
I'm with you. I think The Office. I mean, people are watching billions of hours. With a B of hours worth of or minutes worth of The Office during quarantine. So I think it's hard to deny Michael Gary Scott.
Agent.
So our finals, Michael Scott versus Mike Tyson.
Both were prison mics at one point.
What do you got?
Shit. I think Michael Scott. I think
so too. Even though he's a fictional character, can a fictional character win this whole thing?
Is he fictional if we believe he's real?
Like Santa Claus?
Exactly. I think Michael Scott has to win it.
I agree. Let's go with it. Michael Scott taking down the Mike-ness bracket. A hard-fought battle of all the Mikes. Mad respect for all of the Michaels out there that made it into this tournament and all the ones that didn't. Someday may you get a Barstool bracket for your hard work or criminal acts. Are you happy with the result here?
I think so. I think the best Mike won it. Yeah, I mean, man, if Tyson had not gone to jail, we might be talking about a different story right now. But I think that
if he wasn't into like battering women and stuff.
If he wasn't just a piece of shit when it came to that, we might be having a different conversation. But we all know.
Alas, he is. So Michael Scott, Michael Gary Scott.
being the abused in any of the relationships that he's been in.
Correct.
Really gets the vote here.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for the bracket. It's also going to do it for us for the show. Thank you for listening. We will be back next week on Monday?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday.
I like how our shows have really just turned into Mondays and Thursdays now.
Yeah, I think we did a Tuesday. I think we did a Wednesday.
It used to be
Friday.
Tuesday, Thursday, and then we've just started as soon as we're done with these editing them.
Yeah, just put it out. Exactly.
Yeah.
No sense of
we're
keeping
still
it on the
doing
shelf.
2 a week. It's just
I think the reason we did the Tuesday, Thursday initially, we had other shows that we didn't want to step. You know what I mean? We wanted to get the most out of the listenership
no,
out
all
there.
those shows are dead.
No, they're still. We just fucking put out shows whenever we want now. So
We're the one who knocks.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, do people still listen to this?
No, zero people.
Okay.
Just you and me here.
So
buddy.
it's just a excuse for me to get away from my wife for an hour and talk to
Absolutely.
my buddy. That's all this is.
That's
okay.
it. Hey, if that's all it is, it's fucking worth it, buddy.
Totally. All right, that's going to do it for us. Check us out in all the usual places, coinhq.tv, at coinhq_ on Twitter, all of our REKT podcast handles, and leave us a 5-star review if you have some time by yourself in quarantine.
Yeah.
Searching
After a vigorous masturbatory
we
session.
both went there. There you go. There you go. All right, that's it. Until next time, don't get wrecked, and that is financial advice.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. You can help support us by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and become a REKT patron by signing up for a monthly tier on patreon.com. That's patreon.com/REKT podcast. Don't get wrecked.